G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Like, comment, and subscribe. And yes, you are here today because it is Six Nation time. It is round 2 Six Nations 2025. And the big game this weekend, Scotland versus Ireland at Murrayfield. Yeah, this is an interesting, very interesting game this weekend because Scotland has always, despite their poor performances over the years, they always have that one game every year where they are just outstanding. And if you just watch that one game, you think that they should have won the entire season. And it's usually at the cost of England. But this year, they no longer have England right at the beginning of their season. So the first real challenge they're facing this year is Ireland. And is Ireland going to be the team that cops that, you know, super human performance out of the Scotland team this weekend? Yeah, we'll have to see. But there are some changes. There are some adjustments in the Ireland team. I think that may have put the Irish team at a little bit of a, at least leave some of the Irish fans, the diehard Irish fans out there, a little bit sweating going into this game this weekend. So yeah, this will be a match. Still, the Six Nations is up for grabs for both teams. Ireland winning a bonus point last week against England, albeit giving away a losing bonus point to England. Scotland absolutely dominated Italy, but it wasn't the beautiful results that everybody was hoping for. One-sided domination everybody was hoping for. Scotland kind of taking the foot off the gas at half time when they were leading too much, allowing the Italians actually leveling the game 19 points apiece before finally winning it in the second half. So yeah, not the best performance, like flaws in both teams' performance. Ireland leading into 2 tries in the last 5 minutes for a bonus point for England, and then Scotland allowing Italians to come back at them. Both teams has a lot to improve from those performances from last week. But yeah, who's gonna put out ahead this weekend? We'll have to wait and see. So the history between the two teams has been pretty one-sided towards Ireland, especially in recent in last 2 World Cup cycles, pretty much. And the last time Scotland did beat Ireland is in Scotland at Edinburgh at the Murrayfield. But overall, in terms of the history between the two sides, actually not too much of a difference. 66 wins for Scotland overall and 71 wins overall for Ireland with 5 draws. So not too big of a difference in terms of the entire history, but in recent times, it's pretty one-sided to the Irish team. But there is a little bit of interesting thing that I want everybody to kind of see here. This game here is the return of Johnny Sexton in 2021. He had a bit of a concussion, and then he was not able to play. He came back against Italy the week before, and this was pretty much the second game he returned. And since Johnny Sexton kind of like firmly returned to Six Nations and committed to 4 years, there was some talks about him retiring at that time, committing to 4 years to the Rugby World Cup in 2023. Ireland has just been absolutely blowing away Scotland pretty much in every meetings, including at the Rugby World Cup last year, quite comfortably, 36 points to 14. And then as soon as Johnny Sexton retired, the last meeting they had at Aviva Stadium, Lansdowne Road, home ground advantage, Ireland barely scraped a win, 17 points to 13 over the Scottish. So is that going to be the difference this weekend? The home ground, it's going to be for the Scottish team. I know Johnny Sexton, and the Scottish team has once again had 12 months to build upon what they had, and really wanted to break out of that lower rankings of the world rankings for the tier 1 nations and really try to get into that upper, I guess, consistently into that upper winning bracket. Yeah, they have to really put on a good show this week for against Ireland. And like I said, they always have that one outstanding game at the Six Nations. Is this gonna be it? Is this gonna be the party spoiler for the triple, three-peat champions, Six Nation champions, potentially 3-peat champions for the Irish team? So the Scotland team history, other than losing to the world champions Springboks, had a pretty easy run last year in terms of their November Test series. They had a pretty awful, like I said, they had a great game against England and then just kind of went, that's good enough, kind of letting themselves falling off in the Six Nations. Against France as well, pretty close, but yeah, they really just couldn't quite consistently perform in the Six Nations there. And for this Ireland team, they had a again, other than the choke at England, a pretty stellar performance. One win away against the Springboks, quite outstanding. One loss against New Zealand at home, not ideal. Some changes and shuffling around in the Ireland team. Again, we will see some of the changes coming into this weekend as well, with Prendergast once again named at 10 ahead of Crowley. And yeah, the referee this weekend probably going to be a little bit controversial in my opinion. It's going to be James Dolman. I thought he was 4 years ago maybe. I thought he was pretty bad in terms of some of his referee calls. He has gotten better, but still not 100%. There are some decisions. Yeah, there are some decisions. I think that he over exaggerates some of the decisions, like just over, sometimes it's probably just a penalty. He probably issues a yellow card for infringement that are not that serious. So yeah, he tend to overextend a little bit with some of his decisions. He has gotten better, to be fair. I'm gonna defend him on that. It's gotten a lot better, but still tends to lean towards that, lean to that over penalizing teams for certain things area. So James Dolman will be this is probably one of the biggest games in his career this weekend. Scotland versus Ireland, potentially Six Nations on the line as well. The weather this weekend, and this is going to be a Sunday game for at Edinburgh, and it's going to be okay. Pretty much, pretty good weather for this sort of things. No rain is something that's pretty much the most important. No rain, no snow. I guess this time of the year is also possible. And decent weekend of weather for this game. So with that being said, let's have a look at the men who are going to be representing the nations this weekend. Coming in the front rowers, this is going to be interesting because I thought the Scottish scrum was average last week against the Italians. So against the Irish, I do see there'd be a lot of they'd be under a lot of pressure from the Ireland team. The scrum was a bit 50-50 against the English for the Irish team, but I do think that Ireland is a little bit stronger in that regards. Rory Sutherland comes in at the loose air prop position. It's interesting they have the job Schumann down the bench. I thought Schumann has done a tremendous job against Ireland in their previous outings. He's been dropped down to the bench. Dave Cherry comes in number 2, and then Xander Fagerson in the tight air prop now for Scotland. Andrew Porter will be, again, I think may have a bit of advantage over Xander Fagerson. He has always had a bit of advantage over Xander Fagerson because the fact that Andrew Porter likes to get underneath the tight air, and Xander Fagerson has in my opinion, has a pretty high body position naturally, and I think that plays into his disadvantage this weekend. Ronan Keller comes in number 2 for Ireland, and Finlay Bealham number 3 once again with Ty Furlong still out to injury. So I think the scrum will have a bit of advantage to Ireland, especially on that tight head side against Xander Fagerson with Andrew Porter on the loose head side there. Coming in the locks now, we got Johnny Gray comes in number 4, and Grant Gilchrist number 5 for Scotland. Pretty steady couple players there. James Ryan and Ty Byrne as well, absolute backbone of this Ireland team these days. Especially Ty Byrne, turnovers at the breakdown, carries, defense, everything he does is a physical, outstanding player all around. Scoring a try last week and getting some crucial turnovers last week as well against England. So yeah, I think that's a big up for the Irish team there. Now we're gonna have a look at some things that I'm a little bit concerned. As one of the things I'm a little bit concerned about the Irish team is the age of players that are on the field. They have another 3 players actually this weekend in their late, in the mid-30s, late in their career. So we've got Peter Romani, first one coming in the blindside flanker position. We've got Cian Healy still on the bench, and we've got what's his name, the halfback, Conor Murray as well on the bench. So we've got some late stage veterans now in the team, 3 of them. I think that's just maybe a little bit. I think that's a little bit. We'll have to see how that plays out. I think that could potentially backfire a little bit for the Ireland side. I think there's a bit too much veteran experience all around the park for them. And so Peter O'Mahony's first one coming on the 6. I thought he was talking about retirement last year, but he's continuing in the starting position, blindside. I got Matt Ferguson coming in at 6, moving away from the number 8 jersey for Scotland. Roy Dargin, number 7. Josh Van der Fleer, as always, at 7 jersey for Ireland. Jack Dempsey, the former Wallaby, comes in number 8. He has been pretty good. I don't think, did he play at number 8 last week? I don't think he did, but he comes in number 8 this weekend. Kalen Doris as well, always physical, always massive menace on the field, comes in number 8 for the Ireland team. In the back line now, some big lineup this weekend. This is pretty much the strongest back line for both teams. In my opinion, pretty much. When I say pretty much, we'll go through them. So Ben White comes to number 9, Finn Russell number 10. I think Finn Russell is still probably the best 10 right now, heading to the Lions tour. He is a bit on and off at times. When big times is required of him, he needs to step up. So last week he's been, it's kind of like he's taking it easy a little bit. So this will be a really, really good challenge for him to really solidify himself as that potential starting fly half for the Lions tour. He can't just be, doing some silly stuff and blowing away opportunities unnecessarily. So he's going to have to play a little bit tighter this weekend. But Finn Russell coming number 10, huge challenge ahead for Sam Prendergast. Again, I talked about this in my news video. Ireland has pretty much wasted about half century of, at least half century of caps, with some overlaps and stuff spread across multiple players, in terms of, Joey Carberry, Frawley, Byrne, Billy Burns as well in the past. If you combine all those caps together onto one player, there could be a player that's probably 50, 60 caps right now. And instead, they just keep trying out these new 10s. And I think that, that may not be the best idea for Ireland going into the Rugby World Cup with your 10 being constantly shuffling. I do think that Crowley has done enough to earn that 10 jersey. I just don't really understand what is the idea of trying to putting Crowley out despite his performance. There's maybe some favoritism towards Leinster or something. Some of the Irish fans will know that better than me, but I do think that it's pretty unfair to I keep getting the names mixed up. Not Frowley, Crowley. Let's just get him on the screen here. Yeah, Crowley. So I do think that Crowley has done outstanding last week again against England. He's been able to pull the team out of the fire multiple times coming off the bench. His goal kicking is much better. I just don't see why he's being punished to be on the bench again and again and again behind Prendergast. Prendergast is young. Coming off the bench for him, it's not, it's still going to learn a lot. And, Crowley's not old. He's 25 years of age, still got a good, 5 to 10 years ahead of him. And I just think that it's not I just think that I don't understand this. And I think that this could become a real challenge for Ireland this weekend, with Finn Russell potentially having to exploit Prendergast a little bit with his superior experience on the field. There, we'll have to watch out for this one. Number 11, we got Duhan van der Merwe for Scotland. James Lowe, number 11 for Ireland. James Lowe is in absolutely outstanding form right now. Again, he's looking like he can't be tackled at all last week, and something that I remember him pretty much doing in club rugby last year, and he has faded off a bit last year in November, but he's back at it in top form. So really, really exciting to see how he's going to perform this weekend. Tom Jordan comes in number 12. This is one thing that kind of a little bit of a question mark here. Obviously, Tuipulotu is injured. So Scotland has opted for a bit of a youngster here against the absolute veteran Bundy Aki, another guy who's at the end of his career, looking at finishing off in France with his contracts and all that sort of stuff. And then again, this is another veteran on the field. Bundy Aki is all power, all strength, and I don't think that it's gonna, I don't think his age is much of an issue for him yet. He's still in really good form, but again, still something that something that is to be think about, in the long term for Ireland. Hugh Jones comes number 13, hat-trick last week. Again, I think his defense still needs a bit of work, but he'll have to do a lot of work this weekend against Ireland and their centre field dominance. that Ireland likes to assert. Robbie Henshaw gets number 13 jersey nod ahead of Ringrose. Darcy Graham comes in number 14. Good to see him finally back, and he might make the difference for Scotland. He's just really high work rate and a number. He's been injured a bit last year, so yeah, this will be his time to shine. This might be the difference between that few points that Scotland lost last year against Ireland. Matt Henson comes in number 14. Had a bit of leg injury, but he's okay. Blair Kinghorn, number 15. I think he might be the best fullback right now in at least for the Lions tour. He's outstanding under the ball, outstanding kicking game, and just overall, he's a really dynamic player with some genuinely. I think the genuinely good decision making as well on the field. Hugo Kinnan also really good under the high ball, really good counter attacker. But I just think that overall, Kinghorn is a little bit better when it comes to bringing a bit more playmaker abilities out of the 15 jersey. He's also been playing in France with a lot of experience, playing alongside some of the best players in the world as well. So Blair Kinghorn, a bit of advantage there, I think, for Scotland. Ewan Asham comes in number 16 for Scotland. Pierre Schoeman, number 17, and Will Hurd, number 18. I think Schoeman might be here to, have a bit more experience on the bench to try to finish the game. Scotland has opted for 6-2 on the bench as well, so really wanted to bring on some power to finish off the game. For the Ireland team, Dan Sheehan, number 16, Cian Healy, number 17, and Thomas Clarkson, number 18. Clarkson is really good, really big and strong, but I just don't know, Cian Healy here, he's probably only going to get 10 minutes. So again, you pretty much don't have one less reserve on overall. I know Andrew Porter is outstanding. He's absolutely amazing player, but overall, you're kind of just having one less player off the bench to potentially make an impact, especially Schoeman coming off fresh. He's going to try, do some work in the scrummaging. You don't really have someone to try to counteract that off the bench for the Ireland side here. Sam Skinner comes in number 19, Gregor Brown number 20, and Jamie Ritchie number 21 finish off the forward reserves. Ryan Baird for Ireland number 19, Jack Conan comes in number 20 for Ireland, and then Conor Murray number 21 as the halfback reserve for Ireland. Jamie Dobie comes in number 22 for Scotland, and finally Stafford McDowell number 23 for Scotland. For Ireland, Jack Crowley, number 22, and Gary Ringrose, number 23. These two are probably their biggest advantage off the bench. So yeah, so if the Scotland's game plan is try to assert forward dominance in the second half, then Ireland's plan is try to assert that backline dominance with Gary Ringrose center field and Jack Crowley at 10. So it is a bit of a different dynamic there and different points of attack both teams are looking for. So yeah, this is gonna be a big match. My prediction, I think Scotland will win this one by 1. For the reasons I already outlined. I think there's probably just quite a bit too many players that are late in their in their retirement, late in their careers in the Ireland team. Also Prendergast again starting at 10. If the game can be close, then Crowley can come on and finish it off. But if the game kind of runs away for Scotland a little bit, the gap might be too big for Crowley to close it up. So it could be close there. I think I think there will be a real test here for the Ireland number 10 there. And I do think that the center field might be a bit of an issue for Scotland, but we'll have to see. That could be a 50-50 call there. And I do think that the forward dominance assertion here from Scotland with Schoeman with the scrummaging there as well, I think just tips the favor a little bit to the Scotland side. So I think Scotland win by 1. And I think that the score will be 21 points to 20. Let's say that's the score. Yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. And really hard to predict this one, but I think this might be that one game, that one perfect game that Scotland's going to bring out and put out a bit of an upset. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Thanks for watching, and cheers.